All right, let's jump right into this explainer on mastering Italian regular present tense verbs. Look, if you've been studying Italian for a bit, you already know that this is the absolute A2 to B1 level foundation you simply have to build. I mean, before you can even dream of telling a captivating story in the past tense or planning your upcoming trips using the future or conditional tenses, you absolutely need a rock-solid command of the present tense. It's literally the core engine that drives the entire language.
And our massive hook for today, it's just 4 simple letters, I-A-M-O. This is, hands down, the single most useful pattern a beginner can memorize. Seriously, getting this down instantly removes a huge amount of guesswork from your language learning journey.
So we call this the golden rule. Whether you're saying parliamo for we speak, prendiamo for we take, dormiamo for we sleep, or capiamo for we understand, the noi or we form always ends in iamo. There are absolutely no exceptions among regular verbs. It completely ignores what verb family it belongs to, no drama, no guessing. Memorize this one simple rule, and you've already conquered a massive chunk of Italian grammar.
So here's our quick roadmap for today. First, we'll hit the 3 regular verb families. Second, 3 common English mistakes. Third, everyday Italian examples. And finally, unlocking story-based learning.
Okay, part 1, the 3 regular verb families. This is your Italian grammar blueprint.
So almost every regular Italian verb belongs to one of these 3 distinct families, and they're simply named after their infinitive endings. First up, we have the largest group, which are the ARV verbs, like parlare to speak, lavorare to work, guardare to watch, and abitare to live. Next are the ER verbs, like prendere to take, vedere to see, scribere to write, and leggere to read. And finally, the IR verbs, like dormire to sleep and partire to leave. You learn the conjugation pattern for these 3, and you basically hold the keys to the kingdom. Now pay attention to how the vowels shift depending on the subject. For parlare, you have parlo, parli, parla, parliamo, parlate, parlano. But for prendere, those vowels shift to match its family. Prendo, prendi, prende, prendiamo, prendite, prendano. And for dormire, it's dormo, dormi, dorme, dormiamo, dormite, dormano. But did you catch that? Right there in the middle of all those shifts, that golden rule from earlier, the iamo ending for the noi conjugation stays perfectly 100% consistent across every single one.
However, the plot does thicken just a little bit with the IRE family, because you also must learn pattern B. This is a specific group of IRE verbs where words like capire to understand, finire to finish, preferire to prefer, and pulire to clean require a special little isc infix. It cleverly inserts itself right into the conjugation capisco, capisci, capisce, but then it magically skips the noi and voi forms, reverting to the standard capiamo and capite before returning for the loro form capiscono. It's a tiny quirk, sure, but mastering it is an absolute game changer.
Moving on to part 2, 3 common English mistakes. Let's talk about those tricky translation traps.
We're going to count down 3 specific traps that honestly almost every English speaker falls into. Once you avoid these, you're going to sound so much more like a local in everyday conversation. Okay, so trap number 1, translating word for word and unnecessarily keeping the subject pronoun io. Look, as English speakers, we are completely hardwired to always declare the subject, but natural Italian, it usually just drops it. Why? Well, because the verb ending itself already tells the listener exactly who is speaking. Saying io parlo every single time sounds clunky and repetitive, kind of like a robot declaring its actions. Simply saying parlo lets the verb ending do all the heavy lifting for you.
Mistake number 2 boils down to a single vowel swap. In the voi or plural u ending, that one single vowel changes the whole family. You must be super careful not to confuse the ate of are verbs with the ete of ere verbs. If you accidentally say prendate instead of prendete, you've suddenly crossed your grammar wires. Keep your ares with ate and your eres with ete.
And the third major mistake? Completely forgetting to add that ISC infix on those really common pattern B IRA verbs we talked about. I know it's so tempting to just try and guess, saying lui capè or lui fini, but you absolutely need that infix. It must be capisce for he understands, finisce for he finishes, preferisce for he prefers, pulisce for he cleans, and spedisce for he sends. You can't skip it.
All right, part 3, everyday Italian examples. Let's see this conjugation in action.
Let's look at some real practical examples. Io parlo italiano ogni giorno. meaning I speak Italian every day, and noi prendiamo il treno alle 8, meaning we take the train at 8. These exact sentences show our are and iere families perfectly mapped to everyday actions, which drops us right into a totally natural conversation.
Now for our ide verbs in action. Loro finiscono il lavoro alle 6. They finish work at 6. Tu dormi troppo poco. You sleep too little. And lei capisce tutto subito. She understands everything right away. This really highlights how crucial that ESC infix is. The entire meaning of the sentence relies on that structure for words like finiscono and capisce.
Finally, part 4, unlocking story-based learning, taking everything from grammar straight to reading.
The payoff for learning this is absolutely huge because graded readers built for A2-B1 students write their dialogue almost entirely in the present tense, well before they ever introduce past tenses. Mastering this one single tense unlocks roughly 80% of everything you will hear in everyday spoken Italian. How wild is that? Now, for those of you who want some structured, hands-on practice to really lock this in, there are some perfect companion resources to check out. You can apply this exact grammar backbone directly to the Misteri Italiani reading series, featuring the Edward Blake Mysteries for A2-B1 learners. Or, if you want to drill the concepts, you can practice with Roberto Borsellino's Amazon workbook. It features 500 exercises with a full answer key, covering regular verbs, reflexive verbs, and even those super common irregulars you'll run into all the time, like essere, avere, fare, andare, and dire.
So, with the golden rule and your 3-verb families safely in your back pocket, I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Isn't it time to step out of the textbook? Are you ready to take the leap from staring at grammar tables to confidently living your very first real Italian adventure? Because trust me, the foundation is right there waiting for you.